And we begin. Now, for the most part, the GT Classic, for the first half, the GT Classic run will be an 80% run, but we'll go in the deviations a bit. But so just a brief explanation of the racers. Nintoaster holds some pretty good PBs. The GT Classic, and JanusZeal has also played some really good performance in the race. Now, for those who aren't familiar with who very familiar with speed runs, aren't familiar with the race. When it comes to races, PB strats aren't generally used on races. So, and give it a sec while we sync up the racers, and they should be synced now. It looks like we successfully synced the racers. And both players getting a 41 on Ceres. And players are entering their parlor room. A pretty good sync so far. And the players are going to collect their first 5 of their should be first 5 or 6 of the items for the GT Classic before they execute their GT code. Definitely the most important item in the game for Indie category, along with the Awakening missiles. Looks like Nintoaster's going for the going for the behemoth climb. And JanusZeal is going for the right wall climb. And Nintoaster making it to the farm room. Luckily, he does have full health, so he'll be getting some good drops from the bomb Truzo. Ideally, you want to enter the bomb Truzo with full health, so that you'll guarantee to get bomb missile drops when he shoots his balls. Fortunately, Janus doesn't enter his room with full health. But the bomb Truzo may give them some lucky drops. Fortunately, you didn't get good drops there. But there you go. That's some missiles there. Yeah, so the worst case scenario when you fight Bomb Truzo is when he only drops an energy. Who unfortunately Nintoaster took. You got the missile drops. So those guys that he's killing are guaranteed drop missiles if you're full in health. Luckily he was able to grab more missiles still able to get missiles from the other guy. Now after getting the super missiles, they're going to go for the power bombs, and then do trade, and then the other items they should be grabbing are the high jump bits, and then it'll be down to lower no fair. Again, for those who are new here, this is GT. We just joined. Both are running as Janus and Nintoaster are running GT Classic, which is for the most part an 80% run for the first half of the game. But right as soon as they collect the super missiles is when the path starts to diverge into back mode to lower no fair before killing Kraid, or after killing Kraid. And Janus gets Ooh, unfortunately, Janus misses that jump there. And a good recovery from Janus. The red tower climb is a very tough trick to do early on. Especially when you miss the first shot setup. Very nice recovery from Janus. Oh. Unfortunately, Nintoaster has some issues with his game. So looks like Toaster is gonna have to start over. Fortunately, will cost him 10 minutes of the run, but this is as far as GT Classic goes because of how brutal the lava dive is. It's still anyone's game. Outside of technical hardware issues, for those who've seen a lot of speedruns but aren't used to seeing a lot of races, the great thing about races is that it's not about getting the best PB, it's about being the best runners, and it's all about it's about getting rewarded or punished for taking risk or safe strats. You've seen many runners that have changed places off of taking big risk or netting from safety saves. Yeah. For those who just tuned in, Nintoaster had some hardware issues that caused him to reset this. Caused him to reset his game. So, fortunately, he's going to be a bit behind. Ooh. Janus is also needs to be pretty careful, as Janus is pretty low in health. So Janus is clearing the room for safety, which I cannot blame him. Ooh, Janus is also out of missiles and without a charge shot. Fortunately, because Janus was really low in health, the crate didn't drop extra super missiles for her. Typically, you usually see a mini crate dropping 4 supers, but when you're at a certain health, enemies do drop, do change the drop patterns to drop more health. And because in most, in this early stage of the game, ammo management is really important. Also, for those who aren't, to answer your guys' question, so the Golden Chorizo code is a special category where you get to basically go into the Golden Chorizo's room, while pressing all the face buttons while the Golden Chorizo is still alive to basically unlock the dev code, which unlocks 57% or 3, and basically gives you basically all the items in the game minus half the energy tanks, with the exception of the screw attack, which you can easily pick in the next room. And a good crate kill from Janus. Good recovery from the missed quick kill. And Nintoaster farming up for their missiles that they can open up the super missile door. Fortunately, he still needs one more missile to open the super missile room. And he gets their 5th missile. JanusZeal is going for the high jump boots. Technically, the GT code is possible to do without the high jump boots, but the lava dive is a pretty difficult trick that's already hard enough to pull off. So that's a safety strat that you'll see most of the players doing. And that should be all the items they're getting for the rest of this run. Minus the screw attack and the GT code input. This is also the only category in the run where you'll get to see the players run lower enough with a charge, so rooms like the Cathedral is a lot harder to optimize without the charge shot to the pseudo screw attack. So Nintoaster did a really good job with the red power climb. Janus taking the safety save. Again, this is one of the few categories where we'll almost see all the players do a safety save, as this is one of the most unforgiving tricks. And before the lava dive, players. This is also the last place where the players can farm super missiles before they do perform the next trick. And looks like she's going for the morph ball run, which is a really safe, consistent setup. Before she got hit by a fireball, but Janus still has enough health to make this jump. Oh, makes it in first go. And another safety save is here due to another hard trick that is a really tough trick to pull off. Looks like all the lava dive practice paid off. Now I should also mention that after she does get the green glitch, and first try, well done. That was a beautiful run from Janus. All that's left is to the GT glitch. duty code. Now what Janus needs to do is, what he's going to do is that he's going to come in the room, press all the face buttons, X, Y, B, A, and then let go of this red time, and then turn off the spacer to keep the game from soft locking, as when you press, if you shoot the game with all the beams unlocked, then the game soft locks. So Janus is out there, danger zone. Fortunately, Nintoaster missed the pretty quickly, but looks like he should get a good recover. Unfortunately, this is one of those categories where the stand-up missing the quick grade kill is also a bit tougher, as you don't have the charge shot. And now, as you see, Janus has 7 E-tanks, technically, and with 100 missiles and 20 super missiles, and at this point in the game, they're pretty much overpowered. Now, you can't see it on the screen, but they also technically have the grapple beam and X-ray, which is actually going to be an important item that you'll see later in this race. If one of those players did end up saving reset, you'll be able to see those items, but rest assured they actually do have those items. Janus actually has the item. Nintoaster is going to be heading towards lower NFL in a bit, and both these players are really good has practiced a lot in this category, so should be able to see Nintoaster catching up pretty soon. And Nintoaster opting out of the safety save. Safety injury tank. That's gonna be a bit of a time save. Fortunately, does get the double shot in there. Steel Pirates. And at this point in the game, since you have most of the items you want, all the items in the game, minus the E-tanks, it's just pretty much a full sprint ahead for Janus. And all really needs is 20 charged plasma shots. A nice D-boost by the Cathedral. Again, the creature, while they make it look easy, Cathedral run is definitely one of the harder runes to optimize without the charge slot. Here goes another safety save from Nintoaster. In case, in the event that the lava dive doesn't go well, as it's a really tough trick. Or in case of the hardware failure, which hopefully we won't see again. very good, really clear from Janus. And here goes the lava dive from the Nintoaster. That gets a very nice water bounce. We get our first try from the Nintoaster. Very good lava dive. Again, both players make it look really easy. That there have been a lot of races that have ended because of unfortunate lava dives. Oh, that's left is the green gate glitch from Nintoaster. And first try on the second try on the green plate. Then once he presses all the buttons, Toaster is free, can sprint free from there. Now, Janus passing the Three Musketeers. Typically, those guys are a nightmare to go through in, but thanks to Screw Attack, which most players would skip, he's making it look like really easy work there. And now they're onto Janus onto Dragon next. Now, interesting enough, because the plasma beam can't be normally gotten before killing Dragon, Janus will be. Both players are going to be able to use plasma on their earlier boss fights, and you'll be seeing a really unique strat called the microwave beam, which we'll go over in a bit. But long story short, it involves both the charged plasma and the X-ray. For those who just got here, both players have gotten the GT code successfully. Nintoaster, unfortunately, had a hardware issue that got him to restart his game. Janus, both players are starting to fight the next boss. Now, you can't see it, but Janus has X-ray selected, and as soon as you can see her spamming the plasma beam, and due to how plasma beam works on most bosses, plasma beam ends up doing the X-ray ends up lets the plasma beam lets the plasma keep on doing damage, as most of the bosses aren't designed to stop when the plasma beam shoots through them. But then GT Classic, we're able to get the plasma beam well before we do any of these bosses. And because the plasma beam still goes through these enemies, the X-ray will freeze the frames and will allow the plasma beam to keep on doing more damage. And we'll be seeing the same strat for the rest of the bosses, with a slight different strat to Phantoon, as Phantoon needs a specific setup, as he'll immediately disappear if you do a plasma beam shot on your first shot. Nintoaster doing an excellent rally fight. Oh, fortunately Janus misses the beam shot. And knows that she's crouching. Fortunate to get the timing right. She'd only be a few shots away. Unfortunately, Janus got grabbed there. Now, with the microwave beam glitch, it's typically you just spam X-ray while the plasma beam is up until you guess that the enemy is taking enough damage. But Dragon actually has a unique mechanic where if you crouch and Dragon dies, you actually get to stand up, and probably due to keeping the game from soft walking you if you get grabbed. So if you crouch and you spam the X-ray beam, a good indicator to see is if Dragon and to see if Samus stands up after spamming the X-ray. Nintoaster rushing out of Affair. Normally you would see a Shine Spark or another or a horizontal or another strat to go through this, but since Janus has Space Jump, he can just plow through this gap with no problem. And we'll see another microwave being going off for Bot Twin. Now, Janus is going to be doing the microwave glitch with Phantoon, but due to how Phantoon works, if he takes too much damage on the first attack, Phantoon will instantly disappear. So, Janus will have to set up by shooting a missile at it, and then timing it when Phantoon runs back to do the microwave glitch. Toaster is going to be going up to Ridley. Dragon soon. Janus misses that shot. And Goji, this is the... didn't press the X-ray. So it looks like we'll be seeing a 2-round Phantoon. Due to the fact that you have to time Phantoon for him to come back. This is a bit like, and there she, and he gets it. Toaster gets a good Dragon kill. Now all Janus needs to do is just go straight to Turin. Now there is one other trick that is still risky for both players, is that once they get to do Mother Brain, and if they choose to do the stand glitch, because GT Classic gives you just enough health, to do the stand-up glitch, and you have less health than a typical 100%. There is a higher chance to get soft locked when you perform the stand-up glitch on Mother Brain. Which has definitely happened for this run. Toasters make way to Phantoon, and we're at the G4. Fortunately for this type of run, unlike an 80% run, they do have all the ammo they need, so they don't have to worry about bad. They won't have to worry as much about Metroid drops. Janus does need to watch out for his health, since he does have reserve tanks, so it would be the end world if he uses that. That would make it more difficult to do the stand-up glitch. And looks like Toaster gets a good 1 round from Phantoon. We'll see if Janus about to hopefully see a good baby skip. Potential baby skip. And now it's setting up for just the Zerite glitch, so looks like Janus is opting out of the stand-up glitch, which is a pretty safe thing to do, as stand-up glitch can be a potential game lock. While it saves a lot of time, it could still potentially hurt a run. As we've seen players that have gotten soft locked. In fact, I believe Janus himself actually did end up forfeiting a run because of missing a stand-up, getting soft locked from a stand-up. Toaster's blitzing his way through Turian. And is making way to G4. Actually, if I recall, I believe you can still do the stand-up glitch with the very suit on if you have full health with this E-Tank setup. On to Mother Brain. Both players are finally in the same region. Again, Mother Brain just needs 20 shots of the plasma beam. Fortunately, Janus gets hit by the murder beam and is opting out of the stand-up glitch. Again, I cannot blame him for opting out of that, as far as the race goes, they're not going for a personal best or a PB. And we have seen runners losing a race because of their PB. And looks like Toaster is going for the stand-up glitch. It's taking off his very suit. Fortunately, misses the baby skip. Rip baby Metroid. And big props to Toaster for making it this far, despite the hardware issue. But their 12-minute deficit, just to make it this far. Really well played from Toaster. And for those who missed it, if you guys been watching Valorant and been seeing a lot of lava dive deaths, both these players were able to make it through both the lava dive and the green gate glitch without resetting the games, and without having to reload those saves. This is on its way for the game. Again, for Toaster to catch up to Mother Brain right as Janus beat it. For Toaster to finally get the players to get a high five. That was a really well catch up from Toaster. I was glad that Toaster finally was able to high five with Janus right at the end there. For those who just got here, Toaster had a hardware issue where he lost his hardware game crash. So and we'll be seeing the green glitch from Toaster. Stand-up glitch. Janus stopped choosing the correct option to save the frames and kill the animals. And Janus gets a SRL time of 46 seconds and 46 minutes and 23 seconds. Well played. Again, it was unfortunate that Nintoaster did have an issue at the start, but very good props for him for making it up the same room as Janus did right at the end. Unfortunately, he got the Metroid in a good spot, so I believe in one of Janus' runs, he actually ended up trying the stand-up glitch and ended up costing him the game because of that. So another good props of Toaster pulling the strat off correctly. Toaster breaking out to the end. We'll see if he decides to save the frames of the animals. Again, what's really amazing about the GT Classic run is that while you do get all the items, it's still a very tough category to master in, as you have to do new strats to beat the bosses, as bosses like Fantoon or Fantoon needs this special setup, and we've seen Nintoaster doing a really good job catching up, and he's possibly saving the animals. I'm hoping he's going to fake it out. Oh, the animal! He did the animal taunt. Good call. Interestingly, those bomb blocks are still there if the animals aren't saved. Oh, where is he going? So he's just checking around. Alright. Looks like Toaster gets score 49-55. looks like, or sorry, he gets an SR time of 49:58, but looks like the actual time is 49:55. Again, while Toaster has lost 12 minutes worth of progress, he was still able to close the gap down to about 3 minutes. So, really well. Well, fortunately, that was due to the hardware issue. It was a tough race to catch up on, but really well done for him to close the gap down to that size. Again, really good props to these runners. Make sure to follow these guys. It's really rare to see a run when both racers ends up doing a flawless lava and green glitch from these runs, as we've seen in previous races where multiple players have reset or have forfeited runs because of this event. So, really well done from both these players. Again, make sure to follow up on Janus and Nintoaster. If you like these followers, make sure you follow these guys. But I think this also shows how amazing that a GT run is. How even with all the fancy cheating items, there are still a lot of really good techniques. There's still a lot of high executions needed to speed up on those boss kills. And congrats to these runners. And this has been Gameaholic, and thanks for watching the GT Classic run.